Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of Joe Boo's day job. I'm out here in front of the red brick house, and we have been working on something that started 205 years ago, and we just took a major step. So I became part of the red bricks house story in 2016. At that point, the house itself was completely in disrepair. The side of the house right here, as well as the other side of the house, literally had the bricks out. It was literally hanging on by a thread. The city owned it, and it was boarded up. It looked terrible. It was falling to the ground, and literally the city had signed a contract to actually have it bulldozed over because there was no money to get this thing together. Well, I saw it, stood right here in this spot looking at the house and said it's incredible, and wanted to save it. And there's an old saying that be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. The next thing I know, we own the red brick house and all the problems with it. We went through zoning problems and issues and things to get it zoned from highway commercial to LB, so that way it could actually be a business or a home, which was enabled us to be able to get the building permits to start working on it. And we spent about 2 years actually doing the work. We ended up having to do a new electrical, completely new. We had knob and tubing wire in here, all new plumbing, because it had galvanized plumbing in here, what was left, which was literally rotted out. In fact, the water had been off for so long that the city main that came through here has been shut off because it leaks like a sieve. So now the water supply actually comes from the rear of it. We've been through, I've learned how to do plastering. We've actually used antique heart pine reclaimed wood to make the shutters. We rebuilt the windows, including using the window weights and stuff for it. I had to learn how to plaster walls. We've had to do brick repair. We repainted this because it had originally been painted with a breathable paint. And we've continued to do that because you can't strip it off once it's on there with these soft bricks. And that process has been in the works for quite a while. It's been my goal finding out all the history of this house, and we literally have every owner and every step of the history of this house right there in our walkway, because you guys donated to help us get this thing where it is, as far as getting it registered. We finally got the application in last month for the National Registry, and we passed the first test. The first test, of course, is the preliminary hearings to see, does it meet the criteria to be possibly eligible? And that is a staff meeting that took place this morning, and that passed. So all the people who were there said, yes, we believe it's eligible. Now the formal meeting will be September 18th. And at that meeting, basically, they'll be voting on whether or not this will be added to the National Registry with, I believe, 12 other districts or buildings in the city of Waynesboro. So it's feeling actually really good that we were able to actually get this far and another piece in the story of it. And hopefully, keeping our fingers crossed, if that meeting passes, here's how the system works. You first have to nominate a place. A place has to be nominated to become part of the historic registry. Okay? You have to first be nominated to be part of the historic registry. That actually wasn't me. That actually happened 2016. And when we met Aubrey, who is from the Department of Historic Resources, she had said she had more calls than you could basically shake a stick at, old saying, about this house. And it was actually a file built in 2016. Unfortunately, without the permission of the owners, that process can't move forward. And that's where we were able to go ahead and move the process forward. Now, the way it works is you first have to get nominated, then the application has to go in, they do a site survey and things, and they had already actually did the site survey, so there's pictures from 2016 of the condition of the house. Then you get the application in, Then they do a site visit, taking more pictures and things like that. They do the preliminary hearing, which is what just happened today. Then they do the open hearing, which will be the 18th of September. If that goes through, which I hope it will, passes, then it will be on the Virginia Registry. From that point, it then goes to the National Registry, in which case you have another application that has to go in, which is a little stricter than what Virginia is. So for everybody who's followed along, everybody who's given me kind words, people who have donated by the bricks and things like that, thank you very much on this. And I'm trying to make this a centerpiece along with the cemetery and things of Waynesboro. Things change so quickly, and a lot of our past is forgotten. And I'm hoping that the red brick house will be a place that we can keep a lot of those memories and things that have happened in the past here. Have a great day.